Hey guys, before you guys freak out, I'm gonna tell you a piece of bad news and a piece of good news. So I'm gonna go through. Okay, so I'm gonna explain what is going on, but there's gonna be no system tests temporarily for only for this week. It depends how long it takes until the part comes. Okay, so it's only temporarily, guys. So don't worry. I will be back with more new tests. Don't worry. Okay. So I was very lucky that I was able to save my panel just in time, and I figured out what the damage was because my panel was malfunctioning uncontrollable and it was behaving in a certain way uncontrollably, and it kept having AC faults, and also it kept having issues and issues and issues, and the issues were getting worse and worse and worse with that AC fault trouble that keeps happening every 5 seconds. So I'm going to explain what the damage was, okay? And don't worry, I have the other board right here. This board is okay. So this board is still good. There is no damage on it whatsoever. No burn spots, not in the CPU. And let's take a closer look with my drop light that I got from Walmart a couple weeks ago. Very bright. It's pretty neat drop light. Yep, so there are no burn spots on the board. So the main board is okay. So I know that's not the problem. So that board that's on top of these 4 plastic pins, that is the CPU. That's where the CPU is located, and then the LCD screen is located right there too. Right where the controller is located. So yes, I unplugged the things, so I'll be saving those. And so the main board and the relay board is okay. I'll show you what the problem was, what was causing the AC fault. Let me set the main board aside, because I know that's not the problem. That's right. It's this board, guys. This board is completely toast. Because this board is bad. It's no good. So this is the whole power supply board. This is a FLPS-7PCA power board, and it's the same board that Firelight MS5UDs use and other Firelight panels use, except MS2s and MS4s. So this is the same Firelight. This is the same board that the Firelight panel uses, but this is not a Firelight panel because this panel doesn't put out FWR. It's not designed to put out FWR. It's not designed for that. It only puts out filter DC only. So no FWR output on this panel. So, and if you're looking at another panel to the right, I will show that fully in another video, but right now I'm going to show you this. So let's look closely. Everything looks okay for the most part, but the major damage, if I look on the back, as you could see, that's right, there are burn marks. Those are very bad fry marks right there. So this, my brother Joseph told me this is a classic burn. This is a classic burn pretty much, but I'm not sure if it's a classic burn, but I guess this is why they took the panel out of the building, because because I guess the technicians didn't bother to replace the board, and they end up spending a lot of money getting a whole new system. So that's a big bummer for them, because they not throwing them under the bus, but they probably didn't know. So I'm inspecting the board closely because I found the major damage right there, because this this area right here, it's completely fried. So that area is fried. So I guess this is what was causing my AC fault trouble, guys. So if you have parts of the board that were completely fried, I guess that would cause an AC fault trouble or a ground fault trouble. So, and my panel was getting a couple of ground faults too off of camera. So I guess this caused a ground fault too. So a ground fault means something is wrong with your board and it doesn't have anything to do with a ground wire. So the ground wire, what the ground wire does is it protects the system in case the AC voltage does a electric surge, like a shock wave or something like that, or a lightning strikes or something like that. It just protects the system from getting fried in case the AC current, whatever reasons, if someone goes to touch it, they can't get shocked and electricity gets grounded to the cabinet right here. So and if they go to touch it, it would blow a fuse or trip the circuit breaker or anything like that. So, well, I always like to have the ground wire, which is the green wire, hooked up to the system to protect it. So the panel doesn't really sense for the earth wire at all. So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter, but it does matter to me because I would like to have my system protected so it doesn't get fried. Well, it's a very rare occurrence that the system gets shocked for whatever reason, but I know the relay board and the main board, I know those are not my problems. I know this is the problem. Because, let me tip the light down. Yeah, and if you could see inside my drop light, I have an LED light bulb inside the housing. I know the camera is not well balanced, but I'm trying to yeah, so if you look closely at the board, you could see these, I don't know what these things are called. I think these are gateway diodes or computer chips. I'm not sure what these are actually called. You guys are going to have to tell me. You could see the bottom half of it is, you see that right there? That's some very bad damage. You could see these are fried. Yeah, I believe these top ones are fine, but these are fried. But this board is no good. It's really fried right there. So I guess this is why they took out the panel. I guess this is why they took the panel out of the building and put it on eBay. Well, it's not that I shouldn't have bought this thing. It's just that, well, it's an easy replaceable part. I just ordered another power supply board, it's on its way, and the cost of it is $148 to replace this board. I found a couple of them on eBay that I'm able to buy. And when I looked on the buy fire alarm parts, I found 3 of these boards, and they were $700, and that is money that I'm not looking to spend. That's not the kind of money that I'll be forking over for. And there's a lot of components on the board right here. You see on the components on the board, you got I think that's a coil or something. I don't know what this is. I know this is a transformer. I'm not sure if this is a heat sink or something like that. I don't know. I know. And there's the house phone ringing. That's my sister Jules' rotary phone. You can hear it ringing in the background, so we'll just ignore that. The other house phones ring, so just ignore it. And it has 2 huge capacitors right here. This thing right there is the same as this, pretty much. And you got your There we go. You got your AC current wires right there. You got the leg 1 and the leg 2 and the ground. So leg 1 is for the neutral and leg 2 is for the hot wire. It's like that on a lot of these panels, even Firelight have the same setup, same wiring setup. So I was very lucky. I was able to save my panels. So the CPU, the main board, and the relay board is okay. So those boards are not fried. If I let this go for much longer, then I guess my whole panel could have been fried. Otherwise, this power supply was making my panel short out. So that was my problem. So I also talked with the technician, a fire technician on the phone, and he walked me through some troubleshooting steps of what is causing the AC fault, and I figured out it was not in the main board, it was not in the relay board, it was this power supply board that was causing the issue. Because one part of it is completely fried. Right there. Yeah, you can see how brown it looks. You can see the brown. And the upper part is green. If the upper part is green, which means it's good, but the bottom part, which is brown, it's no good. Because that is some very bad burns. Those burn marks are, well, they don't look too bad, but they are bad. Those burn marks are really bad. So this must have, I don't know what happened here, but I don't know how this thing got fried. And I know it was not my fault because I hooked it up correctly. Those wires did not touch each other. They did not touch. They were completely under the terminals, connected properly. And I know this was my problem. But it had, so I don't know if there's been a spark or something. I don't know what happened here. I think during the time when this was installed in a building, I think there was a spark that touched this area. I think there was a spark. I just don't know what happened here, but it's bad. Because you're not supposed to have a spark, because a spark is considered a lightning strike, and a lightning strike can fry your panel. So, anyways, guys, hopefully this will bring you some input. Turn off my drop light. So once this new board arrived, this thing is going in the trash. So I'm gonna put this out at the road. So I'm gonna have to toss this thing, because I was able to find the exact same board, and it's going to have a different model number, but it's the same board. It puts out the same voltage, so you wouldn't want to. So anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this follow-up update, but my system is going to be out of service temporarily until I install the new board in and put this all back in. So that's why I'm leaving my panel open. So I'm just leaving the panel open so I can install the new board in the future. So but I'll explain what's going on to the right in another system test, and I will post a picture in the community and show you a sneak peek of what's going on in what's gonna be in the next system test. And you're noticing a few changes on the top of the panel. So I'm gonna give you a sneak peek right there. So I did pulled off some of the parts to this board. I also pulled off the jumpers. I'm gonna save the jumpers for spare parts, and I also pulled off the cable right here. I've also pulled off the power supply cable that has 3 wires. It has the 3 line. It's got the switch loop right there. It's got 3 wires going to it. You got the, get the camera focused. Hang on, if the camera will focus. Okay, so you got the white neutral, the black hot wire, and the red switch wire. So the red is the switch wire, and you got the switch loop right there on the plug-in. You got the switch loop. I'm not sure if that's a switch loop or something like that. You guys are going to have to tell me, because I'm kind of uneducated with this stuff, kind of. But I know which wire is which. And I know green is ground. And I'm going to have to figure out how to get this wire connected back somehow. I'm going to have to, like, put electrical tape and tape it. Yeah, because the ground wire doesn't have, excuse me, electricity going through it most of the time. Excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups. Okay, so there you go, guys. My fire system is out of service temporarily until I get the new board. It's on its way. It's being shipped to my house in a couple of days. So this is what was causing my AC fault trouble, because part of the board is fried. So if I let it go for much longer, then that would have been a disaster. So I'm saving the core. I'm saving the cores and the jumpers and the parts to it, because this thing is going in the trash. So it's a really bad board. And there's a mark on the transformer. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if that's a burn mark, but it's not I don't think it's a burn mark, but anyways, so everything else is saved. Everything's okay. So all right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and allowing me to explain the damage, and I have a new toolkit as well. Okay? Here is a little sneak peek of new changes and all that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My system is temporarily out of service, so thank you very much for watching this video and understanding of what's going on, and hopefully I'll make everything better once I get the new power supply. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and that'll be it.